How's it going, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Before we get into today's video, definitely be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new here. If you've been subscribed, click that little bell icon down there to actually turn on post notifications to get notified every time that I do post a new video. As a smaller car channel here on YouTube that posts new content daily, it really does help me out a ton. But without wasting any more time, today we're going to be looking at the brand new 2023 BMW M2, which I believe was just officially released today. Today we're going to be looking at a review that Car and Driver actually did. I'll leave the article linked down in the description below if you want to check it out a little bit more in depth yourself, because in today's video I'm kind of just going to be skimming over it and mainly talking about the design of this new M2. Now, I do know probably like 2 or 3 weeks ago now, a couple pictures of it were actually leaked on the internet, and I have a couple of my friends that are, huge BMW fans, and a lot of them were just like ripping the new design. I don't think that it necessarily looks good, and I get where they're coming from. However, at the same time, I still think that BMW did a great job with this new M2. It doesn't look as ugly, in my opinion, as the new M3s do, with like the pig looking front end with the crazy front grille. But it's just like kind of a little bit too boxy in like the weird places. Like it's boxy where it shouldn't be, and I think it's curvy where it shouldn't be either. It's a very, very weird design with this new M2. However, it's still making a really good amount of power. It still is like the mainstream kind of purist car from BMW. Obviously, the M3 is a little bit more mainstream than the M2. I feel like it always gets a little bit more attention, but the M2 is still like for that kind of purist enthusiast. And with the price that it's starting at, it should be a pretty like good competitive offer out there for anyone looking for a kind of like luxury sports car, entry-level luxury sports car. But without wasting any more time looking at the Car and Driver article, we're basically just going to be skimming through some of the specs that Car and Driver goes out and lists. Most notably, its starting price at 63 or just over 63,000 US dollars. Now, a lot of people have said that, with dealer markups nowadays, it's probably going to be at around like at least 80. So who knows how much it's actually going to cost when people, actually start buying these cars and they're actually like in dealerships and everything. But the main thing that I'm going to be talking about is, again, going to be the design. It still does have 453 horsepower, which is a little bit of a power boost from the, I believe, M2 comp from last year. But looking at that rear end, I don't really like that rear end. But anyways, the curb weight is going to be right between 3,814 pounds and 3,867 pounds. So it's gonna be pretty hefty. It's definitely gonna be a decent amount heftier than the M2 comps available from last year. And also, the engine that's going to be powering this 2023 M2 is going to be the same twin turbocharged 3-liter inline 6-cylinder engine that is found in the M3 and the M4. And also, looking at some of the 0-60 times here claimed from BMW, apparently the automatic can do 0-60 in 3.9 seconds, with 4.1 being the manual 0-60 time. Now, this is basically just right in line with the previous M2 comp. There's really not much of a difference there. However, now it's going to have a 177 mile/hour top speed with the M drivers package. So that's 3 miles per hour higher than the previous M2 comp, which again isn't much of an upgrade. And to be honest, if you're going that fast, I really don't think that a 3 mile per hour difference matters too much to you. But anyways, it goes on, talks about its electric steering system, the bigger disc brakes on it. And looking at the interior here, I really love the fact that BMW still integrates the red, blue, and light blue stripes, the kind of standard like M style stripes. Now, if you've been subscribed to my channel, and I do apologize if this is the first video that you're seeing of my channel, because I'm not much of a BMW fan, and I'll be the first one to admit that. And in the many times that I've reviewed BMWs on the channel, or I've talked about BMWs, I would love to know more about them. I need to know more on the history and everything, but I've never really been like super fanboy over the brand. However, with this new M2, it's kind of drawing some interest from me, because again, like I said before, the design was initially like ripped a lot from just the people that I have on social media or whatever. But now that, like, the more I look at it, I think that it's a very, very capable like luxury sports car. Like I said before, I love the fact that BMW is, you know, still keeping with a manual transmission option for, you know, people who actually want it. And now moving ahead and going right into the photo gallery of this new M2, we could see probably the part of this car that looks ugliest to me, the rear end. Again, I just don't like how it's like boxy in places that it shouldn't be boxy, and then kind of curvy in places that I guess shouldn't be curvy. It's a weird design. It's a kind of interesting front grille. I don't think that the front is particularly as ugly as the rear, but again, the whole car, it kind of ties in nice. Like I saw what BMW was going for, especially when you look back at some of the older generations and you look at the heritage and the features and styling that is carried over from generation to generation. But the overall silhouette, I think, actually looks really nice. It's definitely an M2. Like it definitely looks like an M2 with that shorter design in the rear. I feel like the M2 over the past couple generations that it's been around has had like that really like stubby rear end compared to like the M3 or M4, M6s. And then looking into the interior here, I love the fact that BMW has integrated basically one giant seamless like I'm assuming touchscreen display going from the center of the car all the way to where like the actual like driver cluster or whatever would be. This is something that I also really love with the new S650 Mustang that Ford just revealed, and I really like the fact that a lot of manufacturers are moving toward this new design. I just think that it makes the entire interior of the car look a lot more seamless, less complicated with fewer buttons and everything, and yeah, I just think it's a great kind of utilization of space in the interior. I know I said this before, but I'll repeat it. I love the fact that BMW still has the red, dark blue, and light blue design right here, and you gotta love that manual gearbox. Also, there's a decent amount of carbon fiber, it looks like, just on the center overlay. And then looking at these seats, I mean, come on, like these seats, you gotta admit, these seats are pretty badass looking. Who knows how they actually feel, but I love the race-inspired look of them. I love the fact that they got the blue and red and BMW colors like integrated again into the seats. We see a theme here. I also kind of like the subtle design of the little, like, I guess, divider for your legs right there. Now, if you're overweight or, you know, you weigh a lot or whatever, or you're just tall, it probably won't be the most comfortable fit for people like that. But for your average driver, I think that would really kind of tuck you in pretty nice. And then underneath the hood here is the 3-liter twin turbo inline 6 that's powering this new M2. I do love the overall just design of the engine bay. Everything is kind of simple, which I know for BMW that's a weird thing to say, but it looks very like uniform, very like transparent, and extremely symmetrical as well. We can see what looks to be like a box for the air filter right here, and potentially another air filter right there. I guess that is going to either dual throttle body or the 2 intakes. I feel like that would make more sense. But the overall, like, I love the cover as well. There is a lot of plastic, but I do like the triangle strut bar or strut brace, whatever you want to call it. And also with those 3 points of contact, that is going to help with the rigidity of the front of the car and the overall bending and twisting a lot more than just your traditional like 2-point strut bar just over the top of the engine. Again, moving on to the rear, I just don't really like the rear design. I love the quad tip exhaust, however, and yeah, but that's pretty much all I want to go over today with this new M2. It's a very interesting car. At first, I was one of the people that thought the designs was ugly, but now the more and more I look at it, and now that it's actually been officially released to the public, it's honestly not that bad of a design. And also for the car that you're getting, with the whole performance potential as well as the creature comforts of just having a BMW, I think could potentially be worth it for someone looking for a new, again, modern luxury sports car. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Let me know if you guys think that this new M2 is worth the price tag, whether you think it's just flat out ugly. But while you're down there, definitely be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new, like I said before, and definitely be sure to click that little bell icon down there to actually get notified every time that I do post a new video. Thank you guys so much for sticking to the end of today's video. I really do appreciate your time. And like always, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. If you enjoyed today's video, click on either of these links right here to watch a similar video from this channel, or click on the little circle link right there to actually subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. I do appreciate all the support, but thank you for sticking to the end of this video, and I hope you have a fantastic day.